Ready, Dave? Okay, it's 7 o'clock. I'll call this common council meeting to order. Would you please rise and pledge allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The clerk call roll, please.
Evans?
Here.
Foodie?
Here.
Grattan?
Here.
Morose?
Here.
Muchka?
Here.
Rungy?
Here.
First item of business is approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Grattan, second by Rungy. Any further discussion, questions, or comments? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approved minutes of previous meetings. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Motion by Foodie,
Second.
second by Muchka. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approved minutes of intervening meetings.
So moved.
Motion by Foodie,
Second.
second by Muchka. Any further discussion on those?
I have an attached letter on my minutes, and it didn't get attached.
No? Let the record show then?
I will share that when we get to rec, what should have been in the minutes.
All right. Moving on, public comment regarding agenda items. Is there anybody wishing to speak regarding the agenda? Mr. Kluger.
Yeah, so it'd be wage scale. Can I talk right now?
Sure.
Okay. So I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget anything. So I'm here to support the Recreation Department and hope to make more apparent the scope and importance of the work being done by the current Recreation Director. None of us would argue against the fact that the best decision is an informed decision, and gathering insight from multiple sources is essential. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kevin Klieger. I've been a teacher and coach at Dodgen for over 20 years, and an employee or volunteer for the city of Juneau for approximately 27 years now. I've had the pleasure of collaborating with Jacob in working with the Juneau Rage soccer and other soccer programs over the past year and a half. Prior to his tenure, I've worked with 7 other recreation directors over the course of my involvement with recreational soccer in the city of Juneau. I can confidently attest to the professionalism and ease of working with Jacob in his role as a recreation director. He embodies qualities such as receptiveness, thoughtfulness, kindness. More importantly, I can affirm the significant impact his involvement has had on Juneau Rage soccer and the broader soccer community. In the past year and a half, Jacob has implemented several crucial improvements. He enforced the policy of background checks for volunteers, a measure that was long overdue. Additionally, he increased registration fees to ensure that the city no longer incurs a loss of $5 for each new registrant due to uniform costs. Organized registration nights have streamlined the sign-in process, alleviating the need for extensive follow-up with families. Jacob also took the initiative to draft sponsorship letters and reach out to local businesses, successfully securing funding for 80 new uniforms. The introduction of digital signage at Dodgen has enhanced visibility for current offerings, and for the first time, the utilization of team sidelines has modernized and organized registration processes. This transition has eliminated cumbersome paperwork, improved tracking of participation and payments, maintained league standings, facilitated communication with league members while allowing for online schedule postings. Moreover, Jacob has organized coaches meetings, referee trainings, parent meetings at the beginning and end of the seasons, ensuring that everyone remains well informed and providing an avenue for feedback. He also established a uniform inventory, transforming future registrations into pure profit. His active participation in the Kettle Moraine Soccer League meetings and facilitation of committee discussions has further demonstrated his commitment to the sport. Notably, he developed a new adult league that attracts over 100 participants to the city every weekend from Fond du Lac, Madison, Milwaukee, Watertown, and other surrounding areas. People are coming to Juneau every weekend spending money at local businesses that didn't even know Juneau existed. These accomplishments, among many others, underscore the tremendous value Jacob brings to our community. Certainly this position has huge amounts of potential responsibilities, both administrative and manual labor. While we can all readily recall times Jacob has been at the soccer fields measuring or lining, his administrative duties are often less apparent, but of equal or greater value. The job of the department head is to oversee everything under the recreational sports umbrella, which is exactly what Jacob does and has done. from advertising programs, facilitating registrations, coordinating committees, attending meetings, budgeting and fundraising for uniforms, overseeing referee payments, managing parental concerns. He has done it all for our program. It should also be noted that if he is to be a less boots on the ground employee, then support and structure of his manual labor duties need to be appropriately delegated to labor-based positions. Painting lines and maintaining fields are duties that he performs out of necessity, and no one else has been assigned or willing to complete them. Thanks to Jacob's substantial investment and the implementation of his innovative ideas, Juneau Rage has experienced remarkable growth over the past year and a half. In the 2022-2023 season, we had 46 registered participants. Our current enrollment for the 2024-2025 season has risen to 77 participants, reflecting an impressive 67% increase. For the first time, we are able to roster 7 teams ranging from U7 to U14. Additionally, we have only lost 2 participants in the last year and a half, one due to health concerns, the other due to relocating, resulting in an all-time low turnover rate. For the first time in our program's history, we also have 2 coaches assigned to each team. The Adult League has similarly thrived, expanding from 4 teams with 25 members to 8 teams with 22 members each. And with adequate space, this number could potentially grow even more. The significance of the recreation department and its sports offerings in our community cannot be overstated. Approximately 378 district residents in grades K through 8 attend Dodgeland, which means that nearly 20% of our student body in this age group is currently participating in youth soccer. It's noteworthy that over 50% of Dodgeland's student body qualifies for free and reduced lunch, and this figure may actually be an underrepresentation. To put this into perspective, a shift from recreational-based athletic programs or a transition towards significantly more expensive club offerings would create financial barriers that would prevent many children from participating in youth sports within the community. In essence, this would effectively remove soccer from the reach of numerous kids. While I do not have the exact figures for other recreational sports programs, I can reasonably assume that the impact would be comparable. The lack of appreciation for Jacob's contributions to our community is not only frustrating, but it is also a significant oversight that could have lasting consequences. Over the past year and a half, he has taken on the daunting task of revitalizing a program in a department that is plagued by instability and neglect. The remarkable progress he has made in such a short time should not be dismissed. Instead, it should be celebrated and supported. The notion that individuals like Jacob can be easily replaced is fundamentally flawed, and it's detrimental to our community's growth. The city's history of losing talented directors over trivial issues, it must change, as it undermines the continuity and support necessary for success. Jacob stands as a pillar for our recreation department, and without him, we may face the grim reality of losing this essential service altogether. Now is the time to recognize his value and to break the cycle of neglect. If the city cannot provide fair compensation for his efforts, it is imperative to seek alternative solutions that reflect his worth. The city of Juneau, and more importantly our children, deserve better. They deserve a dedicated leader like Jacob who is committed to fostering a thriving community. As a committee, you should be doing everything possible to support and retain talented individuals like Jacob. It is crucial you take proactive measures to recognize his contributions and to provide the necessary resources and support he needs to continue his impactful work. By investing in his leadership, you're not only enhancing the quality of our recreational programs, but you're also ensuring that our children have access to valuable opportunities that contribute to their growth and the development within the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Anybody else wish to speak on any of the agenda items?
I'm going to speak on behalf of a participant of our group that couldn't be here today. She's asked me to read her statement, if that's okay. I'm Jenny. I'm Kevin's wife. This is actually something that was authored by Andrea Buggs, who is a participant in soccer as well as a resident of Juneau. It says, I'm writing to express my strong support for maintaining the services provided by the Juneau Recreation Department and the role of the Recreation Director. As a resident and a parent of 4 young active boys, my family has personally benefited from the many recreation programs and services the department offers, and I know that others in our community share my appreciation. I have seen the high turnover the city of Juneau has experienced in this position and the struggles firsthand the programs have suffered from the lack of valuing a great director when you have one. Our city offers some of the best programs in the area for a community of our size, and it would be a shame to continue to struggle in maintaining this position. When you do not value these employees and continue to struggle with turnover, it is greatly affecting the children of this community. The Recreation Department helps foster a sense of community and inclusion outside of the school district that is priceless to our homeschool and private school family. This can only get better with the longevity of a rec director that is in place for years and not months, and well acclimated to the community. I strongly urge you to prioritize the preservation of the Recreation Director and the department despite recent Department of Labor changes needing to be implemented. These services are essential to the health, vitality, and cohesion of our community, and cutting or reducing these services or continuing to struggle through turnover in this position would significantly impact the well-being of many residents and the children of this community. I respectfully request that you consider the long-term benefits of maintaining a rec director and taking care of them financially, and take action to ensure the rec department remains an integral part of our city's offerings. I have personal experience with what it takes to balance budgets and work around these challenges and find ways to take care of employees, and we need to make sure we are valuing all employees of the city, but especially the ones pouring into your residents and the future generations. The success of this city will be reflected in what we offer citizens, both current and future. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I appreciate your consideration, and I'm happy to discuss things further should you have questions. Sincerely, Andrea Buggs.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ron Zine. I have boys that have been involved in the rec program for at least 13 years. And like Coach Klieger, we've seen quite a bit of turnover in staff. We enjoy keeping our boys in sports. And again, as Mr. Klieger said, the club thing we would be one of those families that would be knocked out of it. We don't have the money for that sort of a thing. So having a rec program here, and just the changes that we've seen, it's a good thing. So, thank you.
And you're a resident here?
I live in the town of Oak Grove.
Thank you. State your name and your address, please.
Kazuko Yura. I live in Maple Avenue. I've been here for 15 years, I believe. Grew up in Juneau, in the surrounding area. I've been a Dodgeland Brown student since 3rd grade. I'm not as well spoken, so I apologize, but I'm in support of supporting the rec department and Jacob's role in it. As part of the organizing team for that adult league, for that Rage Adult League, that's been, a help for the youth sports. I do want to say there's been a lot of growth, there's been a lot of help, and his role has been integral to it. He's been kind of like the cornerstone in making it go smoothly. This year we had a growth, and we pretty much doubled the amount of teams that came and joined, that wanted to be part of this, that wanted to be a help for the students, for the kids here, for the RAGE program. And it's gone so smoothly that there are other leagues that are thinking about coming over, other teams that have been thinking about coming over and joining us as well. The plan is, as we can do it, if we can expand, we will expand so that we can help out, help the families, help the students so that they can have everything that they need in terms of that. But Jacob's role in it has been integral in terms of the registration process, in terms of setting up the fields, maintaining them, in terms of helping us out in making sure that the money's well taken care of, that we're saving it up, and then also the meetings that we have regularly in order to use that money effectively for the youth sports. I think it's been a big help. And again, being here for about 15 years, I think the rec sports program hasn't been as good as it is right now. And I think a lot of it has to do with Jacob being there. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to speak?
I'll speak. I'm Teresa Chambers. I live outside of Reeseville. I've been a basketball coach for a few years with the rec department, and I would just urge the committee to consider making sure we continue to have a rec department, because as Kevin had stated, we do live in an impoverished area, and if we don't have rec, our kids won't have access, and if our kids don't have access, we as a school district won't be able to provide good programs either. I mean, the reality is if our kids don't start before school, they're not going to be competitive at the school level either. So stay, keep them. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. Anybody else? Seeing none, moving on, communications. I have none. Clerk, do you have any?
I do not.
Okay, next, approval of payments of bills, checks for $873,839.98. Electronic transfers of $231,064.54. Is there a motion to approve the payment of bills?
So moved.
Motion by Runge.
Second.
Second by Grattan. Any further discussion, questions, or comments? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Can you tell me who motion, please?
Runge.
Rungy? Okay, sorry.
Brett.
All right. Rungy,
Aye.
Grattan,
Aye.
Evans,
Aye.
Foodie,
Aye.
Burrows,
Aye.
Muchka.
Aye.
Reports of officials, Mayor, Resolution 52, 2024, accept letter of resignation from Kayla Muchka, Ward 2 Alderman. Whereas the Common Council has received a letter of resignation from Kayla Muchka, Ward 2 Alderman, and whereas the Common Council recommends accepting the letter of resignation effective November 21st, 2025, as seen in Exhibit A. Now therefore be it resolved that the Common Council of the City of Juneau accepts the aforementioned recommendation passed by the Common Council of the City of Juneau this 12th day of November 2024. Entertain a motion to accept with regrets.
Don't make me be the person.
You can't.
I will.
I'll make that motion with regrets.
I'll second.
Motion by Evans, second by Foodie. Any further discussion? I just want to take the time to thank you, Kayla. You've done an excellent job for the short time you've been on the council. You kind of helped us out with another vacancy, and you're really coming out of your shell. And really looking forward to good things coming from you. But Minnesota's gain is our loss, I guess.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. This has been a good experience for the most part, and I grew up in Juneau, and I love my hometown, but I cannot live here any longer. So.
Anybody else wishing to say anything? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Evans,
Aye.
Foodie,
Aye.
Grattan,
Aye.
Burrows,
Aye.
Muchka,
Abstain?
Rungy.
Okay, great.
Resolution 52, 2024 is passed. Clerk Treasurer, anything to report? Election reports or anything like that?
Yeah, City of Juneau got picked to do a post-audit election, or post-election audit on our voting equipment. It was random, so it was us and 4 other municipalities. So we'll be scheduling that sometime next week with the county, so they'll be assisting me in that. Preliminary audit with the auditors is December 2nd. And budget's pretty much done.
Any questions for our clerk? Seeing none, moving on, written reports, building permit report, police department report, Juneau Fire and Rescue report, or the Juneau EMS report. Any questions or comments on those? Seeing none, we'll move on to reports, committees, commissions, and boards. Library board, Connie?
Yeah, just a quick summary. We have, for November, we're participating in the American Library Association's International Games Month, and so we'll be doing some community game days at the library. All ages are invited. You want to play chess against me, you can stop by tomorrow. We also have the Parade of Trees with the Chamber coming up. We'll be setting up for that next week, and it'll go into December. And then I have some more stats for you this month. We so far are averaging 634 Wi-Fi logins per month. We have 31 average people coming in to sit down and use the public computers. And we have about 1,500 people walking through in and out the door each month so far. And we've added 761 items to our collection. There's some more numbers for you.
Thank you. Any questions for our library director? Moving on. Plan Commission, David.
We did meet. We had a discussion with Mark Kramer about a small condo ordinance. He would like to turn a duplex into a condo. We need more information about this kind of action before we take any action, so we're gathering that. We've discussed the Gathering Plaza on East Oak Street. Would be on the county's property, that we have an area for an elevated stage. We thought that maybe if they turn the stage at a little angle or at an angle on the east side towards the downtown area would be, could be done maybe. That would either be two frontages for the stage, put some electric to the center with ornamental lighting, lighted bollards in the seating wall could be a beautification thing. Maybe colored stamped concrete, colored curb and sidewalk, possible railing for separation between sidewalk and the Gathering Plaza. Only problem we discussed on that would be it could be in the way for snow removal in the winter, which would hamper the county, and we don't want to do that. We worked on a letter of intent for a parcel. Come to find out, the fire chief is putting everybody's address into GPS so that all the fire departments, if there's a need for aid, that then they know exactly where to go, because the address coming up in one of Sensient's wastewater treatment facility does not have an address. So we worked on getting an address so everyone could show up if there was a problem there. And that was our meeting.
Very good. Any questions for Dave? Okay, moving on. Finance Committee, Richard.
Yes, sir. We had a meeting, of course, because it's budget time. Our committee approved the line of credit that is taken out by the city yearly for unexpected costs. This line of credit is $250,000, and the current interest rate is 5.5%. We reviewed and approved the wage scale for 2025. Megan presented the 2025 budget to the committee. The projected city tax rate at this time is $8.10 per thousand, which is 12 cents less than last year. This could change slightly when the TID numbers are available and applied. The budget public hearing has been scheduled for Tuesday, November 26th at 6 p.m. The committee talked about several different amenities that are available for the East Oak Street project next year. These include things like benches, tables, trash cans, bicycle racks, and planters that would be paid for with previously designated ARPA funds. We didn't take any action at this time on any of these items. We approved having MSA submit an application for a Vibrant Spaces grant that the city could use for additional funding for downtown beautification. The grants are available in the amount of $25,000 to $50,000. And MSA, the cost would be around $3,000 to prepare the application. And that was our meeting, which resulted in 3 resolutions, which I'll go to. Resolution 46-2024 approves city wage scale. Whereas the city personnel and finance committees have reviewed an updated wage scale as shown in Exhibit A. And whereas the city personnel and finance committees have recommended the approval of the updated wage scale, and whereas the attached wage scale is hereby made effective January 1st, 2025, upon the recommendation of the city personnel and finance committees. Now therefore be it resolved that the Common Council of the City of Juneau accepts the aforementioned recommendation passed by the Common Council of the City of Juneau this 12th day of November 2024. I would move for passage of Resolution 46-2024.
Second.
Motion by Evans, second by Foodie. Further discussion?
I just want to note that every regular employee in the city of Juneau got the cost of living, but they also got a wage adjustment, whether they were exempt or non-exempt, except our recreation director's position. So although I worked on wage increases for the staff, I will not be supporting the passage of this wage scale, since I believe, in my opinion, it has treated our recreation director unfairly. So that's my opinion. I'll be voting against it.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Evans?
Aye.
Foodie?
Aye.
Grattan?
No.
Maros?
No.
Muchka?
Aye.
Rungy?
Aye.
Resolution 46, 2024 is passed.
Okay. Resolution 47-2024, approve renewing revolving line of credit in the amount of $250,000. Whereas the Finance Committee has reviewed the line of credit required for short-term purposes as shown in Exhibit A, and whereas the Finance Committee recommends renewing the revolving line of credit with Farmers and Merchants Union Bank with terms in the amount of $250 for 1 year at an interest rate of 5.5% with no renewal fee. And now therefore be it resolved that the Common Council of the City of Juneau accepts the aforementioned recommendation passed by the Common Council of the City of Juneau this 12th day of November 2024. I would move for passage of Resolution 47-2024.
Second.
Motion by Evans, second by Puchka. Any further discussion? It's pretty much boilerplate. We do this every year, and our safety valve. No other questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
Evans?
Aye.
Muchka?
Aye.
Foodie?
Aye.
Grattan?
Aye.
Maros?
Aye.
Rungy?
Aye.
Resolution 47, 2024 is passed.
Okay, Resolution 48-2024, approve application submittal for Vibrant Spaces Grant. Whereas the Finance Committee has reviewed information regarding a Vibrant Spaces Grant as seen in Exhibit A, and whereas the Finance Committee recommends having MSA assist with preparing an application submittal on behalf of the city for a cost not to exceed $3,000, now therefore be it resolved that the Common Council of the City of Juneau accepts the aforementioned recommendation passed by the Common Council of the City of Juneau this 12th day of November 2024. I move for passage of Resolution 48-2024.
Second.
Motion by Evans, second by Buchka. She's leaving, Dave.
That's right. Put her on the, gotta get her on the agenda.
Any further discussion? This is something that's very new, and Jason kind of assured us that very few communities know about it. It's pretty much kind of a slam dunk that you'll get it if you just go through the application process.
But it is a matching grant, right?
Yes.
So if we get 50,000, the city has to put in 50,000.
Right.
And I just to clarify, we are going to put all that money into a county property. We are enhancing the county property.
This is for the entire block. This is just on that one project.
It's not on the gathering space?
It can be, but it doesn't have to be.
But we already have 100,000 going for.
That would be the
everything.
matching.
We would use that.
We could use that as matching, so we're not putting in an additional 50,000.
Okay, so the gathering space isn't, I mean, that's the whole, will be a whole nother agenda item.
And that's up for discussion at the time we get a price on that. So this committee can elect to reject it totally, but we got all our ducks in order here now. That we're not going back and saying, well, now we got to ask permission or whatever. Now everything's in place, and it'll be up to this committee to decide nay or yay. So, using ARPA funds, not City of Juneau tax money.
And I just also wanted to point out the cost, the $3,000 for them to submit the grant. That's like pretty standard as far as the cost to submit grants on a large scale. anywhere ranging, but a 10% roughly is of like the total that you would be getting back in a grant is like a fairly reasonable number, yeah.
This young lady's in the business for writing them, I guess she should know. Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Evans?
Aye.
Mushka?
Aye.
Foodie?
Aye.
Grattan?
Aye.
Morose?
No.
Rungy?
Aye.
Resolution 48, 2024 is passed. Anything else to report from finance, Dave? Dave. Mr. Evans.
Dave wants to report something. I don't have anything else.
Okay, thank you, Richard. Okay, moving on, Personnel Committee.
We didn't meet.
Public Safety?
Public Safety did meet on the 24th. Attorney Jeff Olson spoke in regards to the agent change, to put it in Rebecca Fields as the new agent for 112 East Oak Street, Inc., DBA Elite Entertainment and Gentlemen's Club. Just to highlight though, Jeff Olson stated that Rebecca Fields is the sole owner of the LLC and the Radmere Busdom has no association with the new LLC. Chief Beal did point out that if it was later found out that false representation was made to the city, that it could result in the revocation of the liquor license. And Attorney Olson said that he did understand that. So the agent change. And then we also approved a tobacco license. That will be on the agenda. And citywide trick or treat was held on October 27th. And I'd like to thank the fire department again for crossing kids at the crosswalks. We'll be approving a 2025 Humane Society contract. And the highlights of that is $2,900 is the amount of the contract for up to 10 animals. It'd be $400 for each animal over that. And we also have a memorandum of agreement between the City of Juneau and Dodgen School District for a school resource officer, which would be effective January 1st through June 30th, 2029. And this would be very good as it not only covers the wages, it also covers benefits. So it's a great benefit for the City of Juneau and Dodgen. And then the Emergency Government Director also reported the power outage that occurred on October 17th on the southwest corner section of the city and gave the reasons for that. And I also want to say kudos to our law enforcement, EMS, fire department. When Donald Trump visited our City of Juneau, the organization and communication between several law enforcement agencies was complemented by the Secret Service. A lot of their organization skills, they said they would be implementing in other places. So I think that's great that we had that kind of implementation of security that will be implemented by our Secret Service. And that's all I have. And then we have some resolutions, don't we? The first resolution is 49, 2024. Resolution to approve Dodge County Humane Society contract for 2025. Whereas the Public Safety Committee has reviewed the renewal of the Dodge County Humane Society contract. And whereas the Public Safety Committee has reviewed an option for paying for 10 domestic strays for $2,900 plus $400 per dog for additional dogs over 10. And whereas with a $100 pickup charge during normal business hours and a $200 after hours. Whereas the Public Safety Committee recommends that the attached contract identified as Exhibit A be approved. Now therefore be it resolved that the Common Council of the City of Juneau accepts the aforementioned recommendation passed by the Common Council of the City of Juneau this 12th day of November. I recommend the approval of Resolution 49, 2024.
Motion by Foodie. Second. Second by Grattan. Further discussion. Chief, you want to weigh in?
No, we saw a slight increase, I think $400 from last year's contract. It went up. Typically, we meet the 10 animal requirement very easily. Right now, we're currently at 6 for the year. But with all the stray cats that are around town, we easily grab some and get our number to 10. When I say grab, some residents end up calling and saying, what do I do with this cat, and whatever, so we get our 10. So we make good use of that contract, and honestly, if we could take 100 animals out there, we still wouldn't have control of the cat issue in town, so.
Okay. Thank you. No other questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
Foodie.
Aye.
Groton.
Aye.
Evans.
Aye.
Morose.
Aye.
Mushka.
Aye.
Rungy.
Aye.
Resolution 49, 2024 is passed.
Resolution 50, 2024, approve memorandum of agreement between City of Juneau Police Department and Dodgen School District. Whereas the Public Safety Committee has reviewed and recommends approving agreement between the City of Juneau and the Dodgen School District. Memorandum of agreement which commences on January 1st, 2025 and expires on June 30th, 2029, as shown in Exhibit A. Now therefore be it resolved that the Common Council of the City of Juneau accepts the aforementioned recommendation passed by the Common Council of the City of Juneau this 12th day of November 2024. I move to approve Resolution 50, 2024.
Second.
Motion by Foodie, second by Muchka. Further discussion? Jessica, would you like to say anything, or?
It's very much needed, and we look forward to the partnership if it's passed.
David?
I would concur with that. It's a much needed position. I think it's going to be good for both entities. This is probably the only chance that I had to get another officer in the city, and I think for years to come we'll be able to reap the benefits when you think of how the officer will be able to connect with the little kids and grow with them through their school career. You know, it's not just about discipline, enforcement of laws, it's those connections that they can make with these kids. And you know, sometimes that officer might be the only person that child has that can take 10 minutes to listen to them. We can't always assume that everybody has that perfect family. So I think it's just a really great thing, and I'm thankful that the school was able to come forward with it, and I appreciate the council being in support of this, so thank you.
I concur as also. I think from the first time I sat down with Jessica on this, I think we agreed totally that it's a win-win for both the city and the school district, and we look for good things to happen from this. So. Okay, no other discussion. Roll call vote, please.
Foodie.
Aye.
Muchka.
Aye.
Evans.
Aye.
Groton.
Aye.
Morose.
Aye.
Rungy.
Aye.
Resolution 50, 2024 is passed.
Resolution 31, 2024. Approve agent change for 112 East Oak Street, Inc. Whereas the City of Juneau has received an application to request a change in agent for 112 East Oak Street, Inc., Class B license from Donald Raffaelli to Rebecca Fields. And whereas the Police Department has reviewed the request and recommends the appointment of Rebecca Fields as agent. Now therefore be it resolved that the Common Council of the City of Juneau accepts the aforementioned recommendation passed by the Common Council of the City of Juneau this 12th day of November 2024. I recommend the approval of Resolution 31, 2024.
Motion by Foodie. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Rungy. Further discussion?
I see their liquor license is at the bottom and her name isn't on there as for a liquor license. Does she require a liquor license to sell it?
David?
Not as the agent. Basically as an agent, that's the same as having a license.
I do have an operator's license too in Fort Atkinson, so I can supply you with that if you do need it, but I do have one in Fort Atkinson.
Question? Don't know.
Actually, that one, you'd still have to have one for Juneau,
Yeah, I
so
know,
that
but I'm just
doesn't
saying that I did all the
matter,
courses
but,
and everything.
yeah.
But I think just to clarify, David's an operator's license, not a business license, correct? That's what you're asking about, like a bartender's license?
Right, the agent doesn't need to be a bartender.
Right, I just wanted to clarify, because I think he said business license.
Well.
It's not listed below what the operator's license is.
Okay, all right. She meets all qualifications, it's
She
fine.
does.
I just,
It's a good question.
Further discussion? Do you as our legal counsel have any issue with this?
I recommend it now that you're made aware that Radomir Busdom's not part of it. If he were to become part of it, you've indicated what would happen. But this is somebody separate. They represent, he has nothing to do with it. So with that understanding, and that understanding only, I recommend it to you.
David, anything you have to add?
Well, I guess being that Mr. and Mrs. Field are here and Attorney Olson is here, we just want to clarify and make sure that everybody's under the same understanding. Alderman Foodie had mentioned and paraphrased from our public safety meeting what was said and that, and you know, I think the city of Juneau is obviously very hesitant to do anything concerning the club based on past things that have happened at other clubs in Dodge County and the affiliation of Radomir Busdom and other associates of his. So we really need that assurance that he no longer is any part of this, not a silent partner hid in the paperwork, you know, that we can't find because it's so deep that he got buried in this, and that he totally has nothing to do with it. And you know, that's kind of where the city's coming from, because we don't want a repeat of Kleiman and Lebanon happening here in Juneau. It's disgraceful, it was disgusting, and to bring that to Juneau is not something that will be tolerated by the city. And, you know, unfortunately his name is smeared with all of that. His name pops up and that's what you think of. And I hope that what was said at public safety is certainly true, that he has no connection to the strip club. So I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Attorney Olson?
Well, I was before the Public Safety Committee meeting over the summer, and it became very clear that Juneau and Dodge County law enforcement would go to any length to block the lawful opening of any kind of club that had anything to do with Radomir Busdom. And I advised these people of that, and I made it clear to them that he has to be utterly disassociated with any new operation. And they asked me to draw the papers to effect the change of ownership of the corporation that owns the business, 112 East Oak Street, as well as the corporation that owns the real estate. And Mr. Busdom has no ownership share in any of those corporations anymore, and he will have no management or other role.
Okay. Other questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
Foodie?
Aye.
Runge?
Aye.
Evans?
Aye.
Groton?
Aye.
Morose?
Aye.
Muchka? Aye.
Resolution 31, 2024 is passed.
Thank you.
Okay, Resolution 51, 2024. Approve cigarette, tobacco, and electronic vaping device retail license for Relentless Vapor. Whereas the City of Juneau has received an application from Relentless Vapor to sell cigarettes, tobacco, and electric vaping devices with a period ending June 30th, 2025 as shown below. Cigarette, tobacco, and electric vaping device. Relentless Vapor, 170 Western Avenue, Juneau, Wisconsin, 53039. Agent Elijah Last, agent address 354 South John Street, Mayville, Wisconsin, 53050. Whereas Public Safety Committee and the Juneau Police Department have reviewed the above and both recommend approval of these applications pending compliance with ordinance 9.04.200, and now therefore be it resolved that the Common Council of the City of Juneau accepts that aforementioned recommendation passed by the Common Council of the City of Juneau this 12th day of November 2024. I recommend approval of Resolution 51, 2024.
Motion by Foodie, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Rungy.
I was waiting for Caleb. It's your show.
I just want to point out, I believe the compliance with ordinance 9.04.200 is that we do not issue any licenses as long as there are any outstanding amounts owed to the city.
Further discussion? Roll call vote.
Foodie?
Aye.
Rungy?
Aye.
Evans?
Aye.
Groton?
Aye.
Morose?
Aye.
Mutchka?
Aye.
Resolution 51, 2024 is passed. Anything else from public safety? Public Works, Dave.
Public Works. We discussed the costs of Excel Engineering, looking at water study from Kent Street to north end of town by the trail. What's starting this is the extra water we have on North Highland Street. Where's all the water coming from? Different grades. We never got any grading when that subdivision was put in. We can't find any paperwork showing grades as far as to the ditch. We're trying to help the problem we have out there, and we looked at it download, or it's other things. So that's what that's all about. We also approved the temporary pipe for East Highland Street to try to help with this water issue. Before we do any sewer work out there, we wanted to get this temporary pipe and that they could tie their sump pumps into, and it would get away from their property. This would be temporary until we have some funds in our coffers to do some street repair. We approved the light replacement for the basketball court area. The lights that were up there were obsolete, expensive to run. We could have bought bulbs for them, but they're very expensive to run, so we were better off for $2,200 to purchase new lights and put them up on all the poles. So those were ordered. We approved replacement of the skid loader. We have a contract with Mid-State Equipment. They call it a rollout program, which allows the city to trade in the skid loader every year. This first time it's going to cost us, because the skid loader wasn't traded in for the last 3 years, it's going to cost us $5,000. Otherwise, it'd be $3,500 annually to replace the skid loader and have a new skid loader every year. This company is also not looking at the wear and tear on the tires. Doesn't seem to be an issue. We also approved the purchase of a rototiller for the back of the tractor, 72-inch rototiller, and they got it, and they're using it they used it today, and it works real well. Used it on the ball fields, and they just break up the top 3 inches, and I saw them using it, and it was working wonderful, taking the grass away. So they'll be able to do it themselves rather than renting it. Once a year, they'll be able to go out with it, turn the sand up whenever it's needed. Old business, we discussed the weight limit signs for East Center Street. That was our meeting. And I don't have any other things.
Any questions for Dave? Moving on, cable TV.
We did not meet.
CDA, we did not meet. Rec committee.
Well, we met, and of course we discussed the decision that was made by the Common Council. And Jacob shared the letter that stated October 11th that now will be part of the public record, because it's in my minutes that it's to be attached. And that the further direction from the city was that he was not to work more than 40 hours, and he is now required to flex to avoid any overtime, which of course is contrary to what Pam was saying, that this law was there to protect employees. So this seems like we're going to make them non-exempt, and we're going to tell them you can't get overtime, because the law was really, you know, lower salaried employees should get overtime. So anyway, the committee discussed all this, and I have been in contact with the League of Municipalities as well as the Department of Labor regarding this matter. The committee will also be updating the job description, as it is not contain the totality of all its responsibilities. So we will be going ahead and updating his job description so it is more accurately reflected about all his responsibilities. So in addition to that, we had some updates, and yeah, girls basketball has begun. There was a tournament on November 2nd, and one of the rec committee is hoping to start a volleyball camp for girls this summer. And otherwise, obviously you heard many things that are going on in the rec department.
Any questions for Kay? Seeing none, moving on. Utility Commission report.
Okay, we met on November 4th. Sherry Scott, who is the project manager from MSA, gave us updates on the wastewater treatment plant upgrade project. Things are going well. At this time, change orders are only 2/100% of the original bid price, which is really good. And this leaves loan contingency money that can be used to purchase other items that might be needed at the plant. Final completion is on schedule for July 2025. The commission approved the 2025 budget for the utility departments. The commission discussed various community contributions that they make yearly, but they didn't take any action this time. Probably take action in December. We reviewed the sentient surcharges that have been collected and how they compare to expenditures that the utility has to bear. We're going to revisit that after the new plant has run for a while. So, sometime during last month, there was Public Power Week, and Nick presented programs to the 4th grade students at Dodgeland and St. John's. He said there was a lot of interest and that it was a very rewarding experience for him and the kids. Nick's team is developing a plan to take down the light poles at Addie Joss Field, and he's going to prepare a proposal to be presented to the Recreation Committee. Somebody mentioned there was a power outage. That was on October 17th. 58 customers were affected. 2 underground faults were discovered, and power was restored in about 2 hours. And it's been discovered that there's 4 lead water supply laterals on the public side that need to be replaced. These are located between West Oak Grove Street and South Street by Quick Trip. The commission approved including the replacement of the laterals in the bid for for the East Oak Street project. Fall water hydrant flushing has been completed. This was not the directional flushing that will be used to try to mitigate the chlorine issues in the water. That's going to be done in the spring. And Alex reported that the new oxidation ditch at the wastewater treatment plant is running and that effluent quality is as good or better than the old system. And that's about it for my notes.
Any questions for Richard? Seeing none, moving on to old business. Any old business tonight? New business? Approved provisional license for 45 days. There are none. Approved regular bartender license for 2024 expires June 30th, 2025. Don Renning and Latrice Mizuski. Is there a motion to that effect? Motion by Grant.
Second.
Second by Muchka. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Final line of business is to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Muchka. Second by Grant. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. This meeting is closed.